across WA. This is Spirit Drive with Matt. Thanks to Chandler McLeod Group, your mining and resources recruitment specialists. Many vacancies apply today. cmgjobs.com.au.
Right across Western Australia, this is Spirit Drive, and it is time for my next guest. Now, you've seen Claire Hooper on television and stage for well over a decade. A new series of The Great Australian Bake Off is on the air for Foxtel. She's also back home for Fringe World. You'd think, though, coming home would relieve you of stress and anger. Oh, no. She's livid. She's fired up.
No, I'm not. I'm in a very good place. I'm in a good enough place to confess my rage issues in a safe environment.
Well, she's here to share all the rage with you. Please welcome the hilarious Claire Hooper. Welcome to Spirit Drive.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm learning a lot from watching my parents too, how they deal with their anger.
So,
or not. Or, diffuse it in time. My dad's a bit of a gun for just leaving the room in the middle of a conversation. And I feel
my mum
like,
does that.
Does your mum do that?
Yeah.
It's such a, people don't do it when they're our age. You're younger than me, but when you're in your prime of their life, you don't do it. I feel like it's a kind of retirement age thing. You start to dabble with just going, I'm bored.
Yeah.
I'm not into it anymore. And your face just goes blank and you leave the room and it's like, I was still talking. I wanted to leave the conversation too. Anyway.
They've asked you a question. You're like, what was the actual question? You're in the other room starting to make stuff in the kitchen. What was the deal?
Yeah.
I don't know. Very bizarre. But I'm sure many people have brought this up. I don't see you as someone who has anger issues. Quite the opposite, to be completely honest.
Yeah, I reckon I'm kind of starting to find my people around the place, and I'm realising it is sometimes the people who look the calmest, who present the most together public face, who will the people who never release the pressure valve, who will just every couple of months just do an absolute ripper of a rage storm. And I'm actually not proud. I'm joking about it, but I think it's a horrible thing to do to the people who have to witness it. If you are in front of your husband, 2 children and dog, my poor terrified dog, throwing things around and screaming, then do something to fix yourself. But yeah, I think it's a particular personality type, and it's those people who want everyone to think that they're lovely and nice, who are not raising their voice often enough, and it explodes.
So the show is all the rage, going well at this stage?
Oh, babe, so well. I'm so thrilled. We've had to put extra shows on the weekend because we completely sold out on the weekend. So yeah, there are now extra tickets available if you tried to book and couldn't get in.
Yeah. I've noticed with your shtick too, you're quite good at slipping a few jokes in at WA's expense. One was quoted in taking a dig at Bunbury,
now,
for example.
Please don't read that out because I'm not proud of saying that. And I don't
to everyone in Bunbury who's listening this
remember
afternoon.
it. And from what I know, that I said that on stage at the Melbourne International Comedy Festival in 2007, and I don't know why I said that when there were cameras in the room, and it's not nice. And I love Bunbury, and Bunbury has gentrified, and Bunbury is very welcome at my shows, and I promise that I will not be mean about Bunbury again.
So you don't want me to quote
I
the joke?
dated a very nice young man from Bunbury.
Wonderful.
Shout out to his family. Bunbury's lovely. Please forgive me, Bunbury. I'm so sorry.
We will move on, I think, with that one. Spirit Drive across WA. The hilarious Claire Hooper is with us in our very own studio with a new series of The Great Australian Bake Off on lifestyle, and of course her Fringe show, All the Rage, focusing on her closet angry encounters.
Yeah.
How do you usually calm yourself when you know you're on the edge of blowing up?
I don't know. You know what I did? Last Monday morning, I felt it happening, and I'm like, have I learned nothing from writing an entire show about this? So what I did was I very melodramatically ran around the lounge room and kitchen announcing to everyone what I wasn't throwing. So I touched the TV remote and I yelled, I'm not throwing the TV remote. And then I ran into the kitchen and I touched the portable speaker and I went, I am not throwing the speaker. And then I ran back into the lounge and I touched the chair and I went, I am not turning the chair. Like I was like, pay attention to me, everyone. I guess I just must want attention. I'm so embarrassed. But at least that's an improvement. Like that I wasn't throwing the things.
Yeah.
I was just working through loudly what I was not doing.
I'm not
Are you proud of
throwing.
me?
Yeah, I am. I'm not throwing the cupcake. That's my little segue into the Great Australian Bake Off.
Yeah.
Going great guns at the moment on Foxtel on the Lifestyle Channel.
I'm so proud to be part of something so lovely. I mean, it's such a nice show to be on. I get to spend time in the company of Maggie Beer, and credit to the people, the producers making the show. They only cast bakers who are delightful people. So they're casting people who are baking nerds rather than flammable personalities, which means we all just have a love in and make cakes. Oh, it's the loveliest part of every year. And just in case you're wondering, no, I've never had a temper tantrum on the Bake Off set, because you do not.
Yeah.
Like it's
Everything's
like
all
being in the
sweet
middle
and
of a
nice.
flower garden for 10 weeks. It's the best. I think it's a bit harder for the bakers, if I'm honest, but I'm not put under any pressure at all. I just have a little taste here and there. It's what a good job.
Now, I know you are known for delivering some very funny baking puns. Do you have something on the spot right now?
No, you have to put the baking thing in front of me. I have to look at that thing and become at one with it.
Yeah.
And then I don't know how we do it. I'm terrified that this show is going to run for 20 years. And at about
You've used every single dad
year
joke.
15, there will literally be no puns left in the world.
Yeah.
And I don't know what we'll do then. We'll be resorting to all sorts of terrible pranks, like getting cupcakes tattooed on our face and
Tattoo.
wearing-
That sounded like the Bunbury joke. I'm not going to say any more
oh
with
yeah,
that one.
please don't. Yeah,
I'm
no,
sure
we're-
with the contestants there are plenty of whisk takers, I must admit. But there we go.
Don't. Are you coming for my job? Is that what this is about?
No.
Are you coming for my job?
Oh no, you're getting a bit angry.
Watch it. Don't
Get away
take
from
me
that,
on.
Get away from that glass there. Has there been a dish though that stood out ahead of the others over the years, like one that's been really memorable and absolutely delicious?
Oh man, that's a really good question. And as you can imagine, when there are 12 bakers over 10 weeks making 3 things each week, it's pretty hard for there to be one memorable thing.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that generally takes me by surprise is the technical bake where, like, for example, I remember in Bread Week a couple of years ago, Maggie Beer set the task to make this walnut, fig and rosemary baguette. And Mel Buttle and my co-host and I just went, boring. We're like, well, we may as well just clock off now. Like, how? That sounds disgusting and who cares? And then it was the most, like, I still think about that baguette. I wish I could bake because I
Yeah.
would eat that every day and nothing else. And so sometimes it's those, like, Maggie Beer is a gun for setting a technical bake for the bakers where you just go, that's so Maggie. Oh, could you put any more figs and verjuice in it, you old cliche? And then you eat it and it's the most magical thing you could ever imagine. Oh, like things with dried apricots in them. You're like, yawn, what are you, my mother? And then you eat it and it's magical. So I think that's because you expect it of the bakers, you expect mind-blowing flavours. Mm-hmm. But then, yeah, it's Maggie Beer's recipes that are in disguise as something your mum would make you eat, and then it's like walking on clouds.
Yeah.
Some of her things. There you go. The walnut, fig, and rosemary baguette.
Wonderful.
That's my standout.
Keen baker yourself?
No,
Absolutely not.
keep trying. Terrible.
Oh, I was going to say, as a peace offering to Bunbury, you could be doing some cakes or
Oh,
cupcakes, things like that.
Stop it about Bunbury.
All right, that's it.
I wish I could bake. I'll do something else for Bunbury.
That's a promise for next time. Obviously, the Great Australian Bake Off. It is back on the Lifestyle Channel Thursday, and you can also catch Claire all week in the capital city for all the rage at the ramp at the Ice Cream Factory. Glad to hear it's going all well. Glad to hear the program's going very well as well. Great to have you back home too. Thank you
Thanks
very
for
much.
having me.
The lovely Claire Hooper right here on Spirit Drive. Back after this.